Hi guys, welcome to Flip the Deck Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we are going to be finding out what you should be focusing on right now. So especially if you've maybe been a little bit scattered or unsure about where to put your focus and attention at this current time, we will hopefully today get some messages that will clarify that for you, that will show you what you need to focus on and what direction to move in. So we have 4 readings to choose from today, and each reading has been paired with a different key. So I'm going to give you a close-up of each key to help you make your selection. So for reading number 1, we have this key. For reading number 2, we have this key. For reading number 3, we have this key. And for reading number 4, we have this key. All right, so take as much time as you need to select the reading that's calling to you the most. You may pick based on the number of the reading, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or you might pick based on the key charm that caught your attention the most. So I'm going to drop your timestamps in the description box down below. I'm going to go ahead and get started with reading number 1, and I will see you in your reading. Hi, number 1, if you were drawn to the gold key, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what you need to be focused on right now. So I'm actually going to save the card that you were drawn to for a little bit later in the reading. We're going to use this card as a sense of direction after we get some more energy out here and figure out what it is that you need to be placing your focus and attention on right now. So I'm going to hop into the reading with some oracles and just see what the energy is. Just see what it is that you need to be focused on right now. Number 1, what do you need to be focused on right now? Number 1. Number 1. Okay. Okay, we have the Eagle King. This card says the big picture, angelic help. So this is a pretty clear message right up front that your focus at this point needs to be on the big picture, on the big vision, on the big dream. So especially if you have felt like you might have kind of gotten lost in the weeds somewhere along the way, there might be a need to kind of refocus, to zoom out and to look at really where you want to go, to look at that reason why, what you want to create and why, where you're going and why. This is really giving me the energy of why, of answering that question. And I feel like for some of you, this isn't a question that you're necessarily answering for the first time, but I feel like it's something that you're getting in touch with again, because it could have gotten lost somewhere along the way. It could feel like that true reason that you had this particular vision got lost somewhere along the way. It got lost in, it's kind of making me think of that saying, like, you can't see the forest through the trees. Kind of like almost missing the beauty sometimes of a situation or of a scenario that you're in, or the beauty of the journey that you're on, because it's easy to get lost in all of those details, kind of lost in the minutia of it all. So yeah, big picture, zoom out, zoom out. Let's open this energy up a little bit more. Let's zoom out a little bit more and see what we see. I'm really thinking a lot about this eagle energy, because this is really a sign of when eagles and hawks especially start showing up for you. And this could have been something that has been happening in your experience. You could have had like an encounter with a very large, beautiful bird, an eagle, a hawk, something like that, that made an impression on you. I feel like if this has happened in the recent past, it's something that really stood out to you. And this could have been a sign, because when we're talking about this eagle energy, we're talking about really a connection to the divine. Eagles are thought to kind of carry up our prayers, carry up that hope, that dream, that desire to the heavens. So this is really a sign that you're close. There's something you're really close to, and it might take a little bit of refocusing so that you can get there. And I think that's why the focus here is to kind of zoom out at the big picture. Okay, let's look at this a little deeper. The Magician. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. Let me peek at the bottom of the deck. 8 of Wands. Yeah. We were just... oh, it's so funny sometimes. We were just talking about kind of this energy of it being close. Some kind of dream or something you've been working toward. It's like you're really close to getting there. And usually, interestingly enough, usually when we're super close, that's when we start to waver a little bit. That's when we start to have our doubts. We might start to self-sabotage sometimes. We might feel the fear kick in sometimes. It's when we want to give up. Right when we're really, really close. So it's interesting how this message is coming through, because I feel like there really is the need for some of you to get back in touch with that why. Why did you want this? Why did you start this? What was the reason behind it in the first place? What was that thing that lit you up inside? What was that thing you really wanted to create? Because I feel like you might be in the final stretches of something in this period of growth that's pushing you toward this, this dream. And it's like you've got to get on that mountaintop and look out over the area and be able to see where you're going. It's so trippy how this 8 of Wands showed up. So I'm trying to think of how to explain this visual, but it's basically like if you're going on a long journey, and let's say this is a long journey through the forest, it would be really beneficial if from time to time you could get up on higher ground and really look at this thing, look at this journey, look at where you're going to make sure that you're still moving in the right direction. Kind of get your bearings from time to time. And I feel like that's really what this message is about. Zooming out. Zoom out and see, are we still on course? Are we still moving in the direction that we want to be? And it might take doing that for you to realize how close you are. Because with this 8 of Wands energy, there's really the feeling that like something's happening fast, something's moving faster. Something's coming in and you might not really even realize it yet, because you might be in a place where it's like I'm saying, it's almost this energy of from time to time wanting to give up. But I feel like just knowing how close you are and how kind of recalibrating here and zooming out could improve the situation a little bit, getting a look at that bigger picture. So with the Magician, we're looking at manifestation. We're looking at really a sense of resourcefulness and of inspired action. And I feel like that's really important, because on the other end of this, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is very grounded, very practical, very hardworking. So we have this sort of magical, mystical energy and this very grounded energy, this spiritual connected kind of energy and this very grounded and practical energy. And I feel like there's a need to kind of balance those here. And really zooming out and reconnecting to that reason why, that's what gives the magician that push. That's what makes the magician take inspired action, because of that inspiration, that thing that lights you up. That's the reason for taking inspired action. What's interesting about when we do go into kind of like starting to manifest something or taking this inspired action, there does come a point where we have to really get to it. Like, we have to get to the work of it. And it kind of loses some of its appeal. It loses some of that, that big picture vision. So I'm seeing why like zooming out can help. If you've ever noticed that you're super excited or very very energized to start things sometimes, but then it can be really hard to keep going through the routine tasks, through the day-to-day. It can lose some of its appeal. But really the reason that you were drawn to this in the first place, the reason that you felt connected to this and you wanted to take inspired action in this direction in the first place, is enough to get you through those times when it can be a little bit boring. So yeah, the Knight of Pentacles represents the work, the effort, kind of the responsibility that follows after those big dreams, and kind of like that Page of Pentacles energy. Like that Page of Pentacles, it's all about the dream, all about the vision. He's not really taking much action yet, but the Knight is going to take practical action in the direction of all of those dreams. And I feel like this is what's going on for you right now. There's this balance between manifesting things, having this kind of spiritual connectedness and drawing your dreams and desires towards you, and then that practical work that has to go into it, and that kind of monotonous side, and these routines that maybe you stick to because they make you better, but it can be hard to always remember exactly why, why am I doing this? Where am I trying to go? So definitely a recalibration, getting on higher ground and looking at that reason why. This is also making me think of mapping something out big picture. Like maybe this is about mapping out your entire year, zooming out and looking at the year as a whole. What do you want to accomplish in this year? Or maybe it's 2 years, maybe it's 5 years. It's really giving me that energy that it might be a good idea to take that zoomed out approach and to figure out what you want to work toward, what you want to manifest. I love the balance of energy here, and I'm feeling like this is something that you might be learning, you might be discovering, or you might be noticing right now. How there's this kind of balance between manifesting something, doing this from a spiritual kind of outlook, and then also putting in the work, doing the practical things, and having that belief and knowing that that you have all the tools that you need, kind of balancing those things out. So I feel like this is something that is playing out for you right now, and really a place that you want to focus on that balance. It's so interesting because the Knight of Pentacles is like, he's really not the most inspiring of the knights. He's not the most quick moving of all of the knights. He's not even necessarily the most creative, but he is the most hardworking. And with this magician energy, it's like kind of giving me an insight into your abilities here, because it makes me think you've really got the ability to learn a lot, to put in a lot of hard work, to put in a lot of diligent work, to not give up. You have all of those practical qualities, but you also have this ability to manifest and to like understand how to draw things and opportunities to you. And you're totally willing to do the work. So beautiful, beautiful energy there. But I feel like this is about like, where do you want to go overall? Where are you trying to go overall? And really zooming out and tapping into that energy. I feel like pulling an angel number card for you. Number one, what do you need to be focusing on right now? What other messages do you have for number one? Okay. Ooh, I am independent. So this is number 17. Oh, we should talk about the numbers here because I see some interesting things here. So the quality of work you can produce when you are going at it alone is almost unbelievable. You are as independent as you are ambitious, capable of performing every step of the way with efficiency, focus, and skill. Knight of Pentacles energy. Definitely. Definitely. So this hardworking energy and this energy of like, you can do this. So for some of you, this might be kind of a journey of branching out on your own. And maybe there have been moments where you might feel like you're a little bit lost. You're not really sure if you're still moving in the right direction, but really getting that big picture view, tapping back into why this was important in the first place. And if it has something to do with your independence, if that's why this was important, this could be financial independence. This could be, you want to kind of have more freedom for yourself. It could be something like that. Yeah, I feel like this is particularly important if this has something to do with your sense of independence or your ability to create something on your own. The Magician energy, the energy of one, and this feeling of independence. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you have this kind of like, maybe like an entrepreneurial streak, or kind of this feeling of like, I'm going to go and do that on my own. I'm going to publish my work on my own, or I'm going to get my music out there on my own, something like that. In terms of the numbers that I'm seeing here though, we've got kind of this energy of 12 repeating here. We have the Eagle King is 12. In this deck, even the court cards are numbered, so the knights are then number 12 in the suit. So we have repeating 12s, and we have this energy of 1, and then of course the 1 in 12. So yeah, 12s talk a lot about growth, enlightenment, completion, or a sense of completion or entirety. They're also a lot about finding balance and harmony in ideas that seem to be opposing, that might seem like they don't make sense together. And it's actually interesting because we have this energy of these kind of opposing energies with the Magician and the Knight of Pentacles, spiritual energy here, and a very grounded, earthy energy here. So yeah, I think this idea of bringing those into balance is being reinforced with this repeating number 12 thing. You might even have noticed repeating number 12s, because this does seem to be showing up a lot for you. I feel like for some of you, there might be kind of this feeling that you've had to potentially like do work that doesn't really inspire you in order to move toward this bigger picture goal, or put in work towards something that it's almost like you would just be doing this temporarily. You would just be doing this until you're able to do this other thing that you love full time. And I feel like there could be this energy of getting lost in that. And you might feel like you have a little bit of a conflict. Like, I'm doing this so that I can get to this other place, and it's really hard for me to keep doing this. So I'll just use the example of a job. Let's say I wanted to start a business and I'm working this job because for right now it is supporting me. It might help me to be able to afford the things I need for my business, but it could be maybe a little bit discouraging. It could at times feel soul sucking to go to that job every day when really I know I want to be doing something else. So I feel like this idea of balancing opposing ideas for some of you could be like that. There could feel like there's a little bit of internal struggle or debate where it's like, I have to keep doing this thing that I don't really love. And it's hard to keep doing that. I feel like I'm getting lost in that. I feel like maybe it'll never end. Maybe I'm not moving toward my goal after all. Maybe I'm going to be stuck here forever. And so I feel like this is some encouragement about actually how close you are. And also kind of this idea, again, back to the opposing energies. This could be that there's something you want to do that combines different skills that you have, maybe skills that aren't often combined. Maybe this is something very unique. So this could be your ability to balance things that don't seem like they go together, or for you to bring these two very different interests that you have together into one thing that makes sense. And it might even be something that you doubt at times. So zooming out and getting that big picture might help you to see how these things fit together cohesively, how they actually do go together, or how you have something to offer that's so unique because you're able to combine these two things. So interesting energy there. The energy of wands talks about new beginnings, opportunity, talks about independence, of course. And we have this energy here with card 17, I am independent. And the energy of two, since those are popping up for you often as well, is about partnerships and relationships, balance and harmony. We were talking about bringing things into balance and harmony, about teamwork, and also about like your divine purpose. So what's interesting here is you have this energy of independence and then you have this energy of partnership. So if we're talking about opposing energies, balancing them and making them make sense together, that might be a place to look as well, because there's this energy of branching out and being independent, and then this energy of partnership. Maybe that makes sense for something that's going on in your life, but it could be that striking out on your own in some way is leading you toward people or opportunities that you are more in alignment with, opportunities or people that you want to partner with, you know, like there are certain things you might want to break away from and certain things that you might want to attach yourself to. So that could be kind of that energy as well. Yeah, I want to flip your card. I want to see the direction that we're moving in with all of this, or some sort of advice for this. So we have boundaries. I love this because we have this eye up here. It's making me think of the third eye, but it's also kind of just bringing me back to the topic of this reading, where your focus should be, like where your eye should be, you know, where your focus and your attention should be right now. This energy of boundaries is really interesting here because I kind of feel like, first of all, this energy is about like not being afraid to say no. Kind of knowing that you know what's right for you and that you're the one that gets to decide that. I love that with the Magician energy and this energy of independence. So I feel kind of like, if we talk about zooming out, looking at the big picture, finding your reason why, and then we are also looking at boundaries, I feel like there's a message here of like, if it doesn't fit the plan, that overall vision of where you're going, if it doesn't make you feel the way that you ultimately want to feel, when you tap back into that reason why, that feeling that you get, if it doesn't match that, then it's like, these are things to say no to. Yeah, definitely getting back on track, being laser focused, because in life, things start to creep in. We start to take on more responsibilities. We start to grow and expand. And sometimes we do have to get that bird's eye view and kind of look at everything. Does it fit? I may have added all of these things, but are these the things that are moving me closer to my goal? So just tapping back into that original goal. All right, let's pull some tarot. Just want to see if there are any more messages for you. Deck is fairly new and quite stiff, so a little hard to shuffle right now, so just bear with me. Okay, number 1. What do you need to focus on right now, number 1? Okay, 2 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. Do you need to focus on right now? We were talking about, wow, we were talking about 2s showing up for you, and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay. The theme did not stop. 2s being very significant to you. You might have noticed 222, or like we were talking about before, 12. And there's this energy of balance. 2 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. And maybe even that energy of making the opposing ideas go together, or making those opposing energies work together. I really think for some of you, those opposing energies are kind of that energy of drawing down from the divine and being practically grounded in the 3D. Having that inspiration, being tapped in enough to be inspired by the divine, to invite in that divine inspiration, and then also being grounded and practical enough to get to work at the same time. And I feel like this is something that you excel at. And this is where you need to put your focus right now. It's actually one of your strengths. It's one of your strengths to be able to take that inspired action, to be able to do the hard work, do the tedious tasks, do the things that aren't so glamorous, you know, some of the stuff that, you know, it's not so flashy, it's not as exciting, but it's getting you to where you're trying to go. And you know why you're doing it. That's what's so important with this, is like when we do get to the tasks that are a little bit more mundane, or we run into a problem and things get a little bit more tricky, a little harder to figure out, if we know why we're doing all of this, then we can get through it a lot easier, because we've got our eye on the prize. We've got our eye on the ultimate goal, and that's what that big picture is about. With the 3 of Pentacles, there's, again, this energy of like teamwork and collaboration. That was kind of showing up for you with that energy of repeating 2s. So I do feel like there's, for some of you, there's something here where you're able to be independent. And that's what you must like about this thing, or that has something to do with your overall vision. But I do think that there is also a desire to partner with like-minded people, to expand and to grow, for your skills to be seen and valued. And for some of you, that's what this is. It's about getting your skills out there. So it might not be about a partnership per se, but it could be like a partnership in terms of finding your audience, finding your people, finding the I'm trying to think of what this is. I guess it's your target audience, really. And that could mean so many things. Like if you make music, the people who would resonate with your music, or the people who would resonate with the ideas that you have to share. This might be kind of, I just got like a podcast, a little message about a podcast. So for some of you, it could be something like that. And it's like finding your voice in that space and finding those that you connect with and resonate with. It kind of does give me that feeling of partnership in that way. Finding your customer base or something like that. Because it's like you're partnering with these people. You provide a service, or you provide something for people that they enjoy, something that enriches their life. And in turn, they kind of provide for you, they connect with you, they help you to grow. So this energy could be talking about that. Yeah, it's just so interesting, this energy of balance that keeps showing up for you. Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which I love because we were talking about the page with this Knight of Pentacles energy. The page is about the ideas, the dream, the vision, and the Knight is about actually making that happen. And because we're talking Pentacles, we're talking about those practical steps to making this happen. So I love that the Page of Pentacles is showing up for you. So I want to close out your reading with a little bit of advice. So we're going to pull some of these Oracle of the Fairies cards and just see what messages or advice your guides have for you. Number one, what messages or advice do you have for number one? Okay, magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. That is so beautiful. We were talking about maybe that feeling of feeling lost in the weeds sometimes, or not being sure if you're still on that path, still moving in the direction that you want to, still have your eye on the prize and know what the big picture is. And I just feel like this is such a beautiful message that you're being supported. I feel like it's another message like this Eight of Wands. I think you are a lot closer than you may realize sometimes. And again, that bird's eye view is going to help you to see that. Lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found. Yes. Thanks. Thanks to the Lost and Found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Yeah, I feel like you guys are moving toward a goal here, moving toward this big vision that you've had for yourself. And it's just a matter of getting that bird's eye view to kind of see, just to reconnect with that, to reconnect with the heart of why this was beautiful and magical and special and the direction you wanted to move in the first place. And I feel like that zoom out, that's kind of how we get the found part of this. If you did feel like maybe you lost that vision, you lost direction, you're not sure if you're still moving in that way, this bird's eye view is going to help you to find that again. This could be a literal message for some of you, especially if something has gone missing recently. I feel like this could be a sign that you will find this thing, this missing item, very soon. I do feel like for some of you, tying back to this magician energy, I feel like there's something connecting this lost and found energy with the magician energy. So this could be some part of you that you felt you lost, or a skill that you felt you lost, that you are about to rediscover and about to see like you didn't actually lose all of your ability to do that after all. For some reason, I just got an image of someone playing a guitar. So it could be something like that, like something you haven't done in a really long time. And you're almost afraid to pick it back up because you're afraid that the progress that you had made in this direction might be lost. But no, I feel like you're reconnecting with something and realizing that it is there. You do have that ability. It could even be like reconnecting with your emotions, reconnecting with your voice. This might even be a person for some of you, reconnecting with someone, or reconnecting with an inspiration or a passion. So yeah, I feel like that's something that is being found within you. Very beautiful messages. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for you, number one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you did enjoy this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like it, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 2. If you were drawn to the silver key, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what you need to be focusing on right now. So we're actually going to start the reading by pushing your initial oracle card off to the side. We're going to be flipping this card a little bit later in the reading. This card was drawn to provide a bit of direction. So we're going to see what energy comes out for you, and then we're going to see what the direction is. For now, I'm going to start by getting some energy out here for you and figuring out where your focus needs to be right now. What do you need to be focusing on, number 2? What do you need to focus on right now? Number 2. What do you need to be focusing on right now? Okay. Okay. So you have the Desert Prince. Oh, okay. A lot of messages flooding in with that energy. This card says survival and false promises. See if we can get it to focus for you. This energy really talks a lot about resilience. It talks about our ability to survive in the harshest of conditions. And really, it's like, think about a plant, like a cactus or some sort of plant that can actually not only just survive, but thrive in the desert. The kind of plant that can survive with very little water, that has built up defenses to protect itself, and can really be thriving in a very harsh condition here. So this is drawing my attention to the challenges, the struggle that could have been associated with a dream of yours, a vision of yours, something that you want to accomplish, someone you want to become. That came out kind of odd, but I guess the person that you want to become. This could have something to do with you kind of moving along on that journey. And this energy is saying to me that your focus right now needs to be on that dream, on that vision. Even if there were obstacles to this dream or vision, even if it has been, even if there's been a lot of obstacles, because I'm having this feeling of one thing after another, after another, after another, one challenge after the other, one idea after the other, and it's like it can feel challenging sometimes. So even if it's not that extreme for you, and I hope it's not, I hope that it hasn't been going on for that long. I think for some of you, it can feel like that. It can feel like it's just one challenge after the other. But this is for a lot of you about a dream that you have pushed aside, something you've brushed aside, something that landed on the back burner. Because this is about something that had challenges. There were challenges associated with this, and it could have kind of slid to the back burner. It could have slid out of your focus. Even if it hasn't completely, I do feel like, yeah, I am feeling a range of energy here. I'm feeling that for some of you, this thing nearly has been forgotten. You kind of realize it's on the back burner, but it feels like it's not possible, or it has felt like it's not possible for you. And for others of you, this is something you're actively working on and pursuing. But this is really a message to focus on that dream. And this is in spite of any challenges or resistance that you faced when it comes to this. And this doesn't even have to be external challenges. For some of you, this can be external challenges. This can be things that arise in your life. This can be people in your life that make things challenging. This can also have to do with internal, kind of like this internal battle that you might fight around this thing. And it's like, there's challenges here, but there's kind of the message to just focus on that dream. That even in these challenging situations, and sometimes especially in these challenging situations, that's when the most development, that's when the most growth happens. That's when you thrive the most. So it's almost making me think of like the amount of pressure that diamonds are put under to become as brilliant as they are, to become as special, as valuable, as beautiful as they are. And I feel like this is kind of an analogy for what might have been going on for you. So even if it's been challenging, even if there are times where it's like, it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. And this, for some of you, I really feel strongly that for some of you, your guides want you to focus on something that may have completely slipped out of your view. And that desert thing, it's making me think of heat. It's giving me fire energy. So this can be like a passion that you kind of let go of. You forgot about it. I feel like you didn't really forget about it, but there's this kind of feeling of like, it definitely slipped out of view for some of you. And this is like pulling your attention back to this. I want to open this energy up a little bit more. Pulling your attention right back to that. Focus on the thing that slipped through. This is something too that there's kind of this message of thriving that keeps coming through with this. So this is something too that will thrive for you. And I feel like this is something you may have had a vision that it would thrive for you, that it would be successful for you. But you still may have, it may have slipped like from the list of priorities. It's like it fell. And there's kind of this thing like, bring that back into focus. Whatever that thing is that slipped, that idea. Yeah. And you're going to thrive because of that. I'm hoping that I get a little bit more clarity on what that means, because it doesn't feel complete. We have the High Priestess. Yeah. The Page of Wands reversed. Okay. Yeah. For a lot of you, it's a passion. That can also be a love interest for some of you. So if that resonates, kind of apply all of these messages to that situation if this is a love interest, because this could be talking about a romantic partner or a passionate feeling that you have for someone. But I feel like this is about a passion for a lot of you. Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And the High Priestess. So I'm seeing twos. Twos came out as significant in the first reading, so very interesting that that's kind of happening again. But yeah, we've got twos here. We've got balance and we've got choice. There could have been something for some of you where you had to make a choice between two things, or you see how in this Two of Wands, this wand is very much behind this little doggy here. I feel like in a lot of decks, the wand kind of is positioned behind, but in this depiction, it's very much behind the dog here. So the person, this would typically be a man depicted in this, but so it's giving me that feeling again, the back burner, something that slid to the back burner, something that was out of your view. And this, for some of you, could be a person that you lost interest in, a person that you didn't see, or a thing that you didn't see. Yeah, so take that as it resonates. 8 of Wands, bottom of the deck. You guys are having a lot of similarities with reading 1 already. So this is something coming kind of quickly. Yeah, I feel like some of you might have forgotten about this thing, this dream, and it's like it's coming back to you quickly. And I feel like this is coming back in the form of your intuition. So something intuitively is reminding you of this thing, and this could happen in your dreams with this High Priestess energy here. Something is reminding you of this this dream or this passion. I do also want to talk about this Desert Prince energy, because this can also talk a little bit about mirages, about things that sometimes you can't see the truth of. And this could have been something that maybe you made a choice between 2 things and you put something on the back burner, and it might not have been the choice that now you're thinking you want to go with. So this other thing is coming back into focus for you. This can also talk about sometimes not being able to see the truth because of our desire to achieve something or our desire for recognition. So to me, that's giving me the feeling of, especially with this High Priestess here, there could have been something that you had an intuitive feeling about, something that you may have carried for a long time with you, an intuitive knowing about something, about a thing, like really feeling called to something, really feeling drawn to something. But then there was another option that maybe made logical sense. Because this Desert Prince card talks about survival, I feel like for some of you, you could have, for instance, picked a career based on perceived security, this feeling of being able to survive and provide for yourself based on this career. And it could be now that this thing that you kind of felt intuitively about all along is coming back into focus for you, or something that you really need to pull your attention to. Yeah. I feel like there really could have been an energy here of doing what made sense, or doing what seemed like a sure bet, a logical path. But I also feel this thing that's intuitive, and kind of this feeling of focusing on this thing that truly makes you happy. Not what looks impressive or what sounds good or what seems like it would make you a success, but this thing that truly makes you happy. Yeah. Okay. I want to look at, let me pull you an angel number card. I want to see, I really feel like for a lot of you, there's this intuitive knowing, and there's kind of this energy of the subconscious mind, like something kind of rising up in the subconscious. And I think it has to do with this passion. So we have number 6, I am nurturing. Your heart is your gift. Oh, okay. You are a natural born nurturer and have a great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. Talk about passion with that energy there. So 6s are also a lot about balance. I feel like this nurturing energy has to do with nurturing your intuition and nurturing this passion, and bringing that nurturing energy to something that honestly I feel like something that's been ignored. It's coming through kind of strangely, but it's like this feels like something that needs you to pour that love into it, something that needs you to explore it. It needs to be cared for and nurtured to bring it to life. And this is something that will thrive when it's given that type of focus and attention. when the choice is made for the attention to go there. The Page of Wands in reverse can talk about ideas that are being formed or that have recently been formed. So this could be something that has recently jumped out to you. I feel like this might be something that has jumped out to you again for a lot of you, or an idea that wasn't fully formed or fully realized in the past. So this could be a passion that maybe you didn't follow through on before, you didn't see it all the way through before, but there's this little, there's this intuitive push to refocus there. And the Page of Wands in reverse also can talk about a redirection of energy. So yeah, I feel like for some of you, there is the need to kind of reprioritize, redirect some of the energy that may be flowing towards things that aren't really filling you up. They aren't really satisfying you. They aren't maybe nurturing you. Because I do feel like there's an element here that something here nurtures your soul. And something else might not so much. So it's like really pouring that energy into this thing that's going to nurture you. You're going to nurture it, and it's going to nurture you in return. Redirecting some of that energy, redirecting resources toward this thing. Dropping the limiting beliefs around this thing, because I do see that here with the Page of Wands. So there might be a fear here. There might be a fear of failure. There might be a fear that this won't work out, that this intuitive knowing isn't right, a fear that maybe you can't trust it. For a lot of you, this is tied to your spiritual path. This can even be about a spiritual path. This could be something that is closely tied and related to this. So this could be pursuing something spiritually that is a passion of yours. But I feel like for some of you, this is something that you've wanted to keep more private. And this might be a matter of breaking out of that feeling or that need, that desire to keep this private, and really taking the steps to get it out there, to put it out there, to put yourself out there. I do again feel that energy of obstacles, because with the Page of Wands and this Desert Prince, both of these energies can talk about obstacles when it comes to reaching this goal, this dream, achieving this. This could be kind of that feeling of like we were talking about, one thing after another, obstacles to something that you were really eager and excited to start, but it's like it doesn't get off the ground. And again, this can be a relationship. This could be a romantic relationship here. This can talk about lack of motivation. Yeah. Yes. I do want to say this, because when we look at the Page of Wands reversed like this, sometimes, and for some of you this might apply to whatever the situation is, sometimes the idea that we had here with the page, because the page is full of ideas, full of passion, sometimes that idea was right, or there was a big part of it that was right. It was right on point. It was right on the money. It was a good idea. And there could have been something about the execution, something about the timing that maybe wasn't right. But this is again a message: refocus on that dream. Don't give up on that dream. Because the idea was actually good, but there was just something along the way that didn't quite work. Maybe it didn't work right then. Maybe the idea in general that you had can be applied to another situation and it can work much differently. I want to think of an example for that. Let's say that you were putting your music out. We'll just use that as an example. You were trying to put your music out, and it was a great idea for you to get your music out to a larger audience, but maybe the platform that you chose, it didn't take off. But this is kind of like, don't give up on that dream, because there's another platform that would be perfect for your target audience. So just kind of apply that idea to however this fits for you. because a lot of times with this energy, this isn't about something that needs to be completely forgotten about. And I think that's why your guides are directing you back towards something that that could have gotten forgotten. Oh, that's funny. Something that almost slipped away. It's really just that something might need to be tweaked a little bit. Maybe it's just the right time right now. Maybe the right connections can be made right now, and it wasn't possible then. So I feel like this is maybe opportunities presenting themselves that weren't possible before. And this is about not giving up, trying something different. Let's flip this energy and see, because we're going to get direction from this. I feel like it's a good time to get some direction. So we have forgive. Oh, I love that energy. It's like a weight being lifted. This is kind of like that feeling of just being washed clean and kind of knowing that whatever obstacles we've faced, it's just helping us to become more clear. It's helping us to be able to love deeper. It's about letting go. It's about letting go of something. And I feel like for some of you, if this is about obstacles and maybe dreams that haven't been fully realized yet, and the need to refocus on those, I feel like there's also this need to kind of like forgive yourself about some of this. If there are ways where you kind of notice like I gave up, or I didn't give it my all, or I didn't pursue things when I should have, forgive yourself for that and keep moving forward. This is that energy of let the past be in the past. If the timing wasn't right in the past, if your actions weren't right in the past, that's fine. It's cool. You can keep going from here. And this is also about potentially forgiving others and forgiving your circumstances. So leaving those limitations in the past. When we forgive, we let go of the limitations that are holding us back. And if you're able to forgive, then it's like that's what changes the circumstances here. It is your story, but it doesn't have to be your future. And that's what's going to allow you to move forward. So if there have been obstacles, sometimes we just have to accept the fact that that happened and that that doesn't have to continue to happen in our experience. So I love this. Wow. I love this. I feel like for some of you, this is really pulling you back to something. And this might be, at the time I'm recording this, we are so close to the new year. So it's giving me this feeling of this might be like a fresh start for you. Even if you're not watching this at the time when it's about to be the new year, I feel like you're going into this period where it's like, wiping the slate clean and starting over again on something that it's totally worth starting over again on. That's like the kind of the feeling I'm having. Like it's totally worth it, but you're able to start this without the worries of the past, without the limitations of the past, without any of those old stories. It's like you're just following your intuitive knowing that this is the right direction for you to move in, and this is the right thing for you to nurture, for you to pour your energy into. So if we look at some of the numbers we have here, we did have 2s showing up for you. We have 19. 1 and 9 is 10, and 10 can talk about closing out cycles, starting something new, like kind of a new beginning, a fresh start, like we were just talking about. So that's definitely a sign for you. I feel like also, let's see, we have the Page of Wands, which in this deck is a number 11, because they actually number the court cards in this deck. So we have 11, and we also have the 2, the High Priestess, and in Roman numerals that's like an 11. So this might be kind of a sign here. 11s can talk a lot about spiritual development, growth. 11 might be a sign for you. I'm hearing 1111, and this has been coming up so much, so frequently in readings. And I feel like this is just kind of an indication of everybody kind of leveling up, like everyone being on this spiritual journey as a collective. And I feel like that energy is really showing up in the readings. It's super fun to to kind of explore. I love it. Yeah, let's pull some tarot and just see what other messages there are for you, number 2. What do you need to be focusing on right now? Where should your focus be right now, number 2? This is a fairly new deck. I was saying in the first reading, and the cards are a little bit stiff. So a little hard to shuffle, but we will make it work. Okay, 3 of Swords. Not surprising at all, because we're talking about obstacles. We're talking about heartache, heartbreak, disappointments with the 3 of Swords. So it's just like I was saying with the Forgive card. This is about releasing all of that. So I feel like you guys are really closing out some sort of cycle and leaving those limitations behind. And it's like you're leaving these limiting thoughts and beliefs behind. You're also leaving the actual energy of that limitation in the past. It's like it's not going forward with you anymore. So I feel like this is why your guides are saying refocus on that dream. It's almost like try it now. See what happens now, because wow, the sun. See what happens now, because the sun, because happiness, because success, it's like happiness and success await. The story is different now, the Lovers. If this is about a romantic partnership for you, or it could be about getting back out there and trying this love thing again, trying this romantic thing again, or reaching out to somebody who you had that intuitive knowing about. These are all really positive signs for this. And this nurturing energy too, and this energy of 6, I feel like if this is about a partnership for you, this is a very balanced partnership. This is someone who sees you as a very nurturing and caring person, and someone who is willing to nurture and care for you in return. So it's very, very beautiful energy. This is also the energy of kind of healing from a past heartbreak. So this can be within the scenario. There could have been heartbreak in this scenario for some of you, and this is about healing that scenario with this person. For others of you, this is about moving to something new and putting this 3 of Swords energy in the past. Beautiful energy. Beautiful energy for that. I did not expect that to come through, but I feel like this is about healing for some of you. If this is about a love interest, a romantic partner, or your romance life in general, this is about healing and putting that focus on that dream of being happy, finding that happiness, finding that counterpart, and really being in that energy rather than being in the limiting energy associated with the way things have gone wrong in the past. I kind of hate to say it like that, but I feel like that's just kind of the energy of it. Like it could have felt like it's gone wrong in the past, or it's been really hard in the past. And this is about leaving all of that behind. Such beautiful energy here. Leo energy, Gemini energy. Wow. More Gemini energy here too, with the High Priestess, Virgo energy as well. Wow. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. I love that. Very direct energy. It's making me think of communication. It's making me think of leadership and kind of this energy of a really straightforward momentum. So yeah, I think that kind of King of Swords energy is making me think of kind of having this Page of Wands in the upright. Like having a little bit more of a forward moving energy, a more direct energy. And because the King kind of carries with it the energy of so much maturity and so much so many leadership qualities. You know, this is someone who is very straightforward, knows what they want, has very clear thoughts, and is very strategic. I actually love this energy balanced with the High Priestess, because very intuitive energy here, very straightforward, very logical energy here, clear thought. So this is making me, yeah, I feel like you guys, by pursuing this thing, I feel like there is a lot of clarity that's coming to you. Leaving those limitations of the past behind you, it's bringing so much clarity to where you're going. Wow, I love that. Okay. I want to close out your reading with some Oracle of the Fairies, I believe it's called. Some cards just for advice. Let's see, number 2. Advice for number 2. Number 2 needs to be focused on. I keep hearing the dream, the dream. What does number 2 need to be focused on? Okay. Ooh, look in a book. Oh my goodness. Whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you seek. Wow. That is very straightforward advice. That is very straightforward. King of, that's what it is. King of Swords energy. And the fact that they're saying that the answer you seek is in a book, very King of Swords. Very, logical, book smart type of energy there. So if there is something that you're wondering about, I feel like for some of you, this dream that you're going to be bringing your focus and attention back to, I feel like this dream, there might be some knowledge that you feel like you need, or there could be something that can even put your mind at ease when it comes to this. Like it might be like you're thinking, I really want to do that thing. I really feel called to that, but I don't really know how to do that. Like, yeah. See, we were talking about limiting beliefs and limiting thoughts with the Page of Wands, but that could be it. Feeling like I don't have the skills. I'm not equipped. I don't know how to make something look that pretty, or I don't have the skills to make this music sound this way, or to write this thing, whatever it might be. And I feel like your guides are telling you that there's a lot of resources at your fingertips and you can learn how to do this. You can learn anything. I feel like this really extends to the internet. So this might be an actual physical book, things you can read up on, things you can learn and sharpen and hone your skills. But this can also be the internet, because the internet's like one giant book. That has every single answer you could ever be looking for. So that might be something about online research. This could also be about something that you want to do online. That was way too many cards. So we'll see if we can get another message for you. A little bit more advice for number 2. Advice do you have for number 2, please? Okay. I know the card that came out for you flipped over. I feel like your guides might have a lot of things to say to you right now. You actually had this card just flip out, protect your dreams. And this was the card that flipped out face up. So you are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care, nurturing, safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. Nurture that dream, you guys. Protect it. Wow. Wow. It brings a lot of happiness and really that feeling, like I was saying before, it brings this feeling of thriving. So this is like a business that can thrive, a passion that will thrive. It will take you further than you might realize. And this energy of the sun is really pointing that out. This is going to bring a lot of fulfillment to you. This is going to bring a lot of happiness. This is going to bring a lot of joy to your life. And I feel like not only does it kind of nurture you in that way, it also is going to help you to thrive. So I feel like for a lot of you, this could have to do with your finances. This could be something that really pays off, but it feels like something that really, it starts from a place of passion and intuition. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for you, number 2. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you enjoyed this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 3. If you were drawn to this key, this is going to be your reading. We're going to figure out what you should be focusing on right now. Where should your attention be right now? So we are actually going to start this reading by setting your initial oracle card to the side. Cards in your case, because you had 2 come out, because you're extra. So we're going to set those to the side. And we are going to start with an oracle card to kind of figure out the energy here, figure out what it is that you should be focusing on. And these cards were drawn for you to provide a sense of direction. So they're going to be directing us in terms of where to go with the energy that shows up. So let's get the energy out there so that we can get the direction. Let's see. Number 3. Number 3, what should you be focusing on right now, number 3? Where should your focus be right now, number 3? Where should your focus be right now, number 3? Ooh, your guides just, okay. I've never had that happen before. I usually get like a stop shuffling type of message, but it came on really abruptly, like boom, stop. So we'll stop. Okay. What should you be focusing on? We have the Word Lord. Okay. It's kind of funny that I heard your guides so clearly say stop. And then you have the Word Lord, because it's like I could hear them so clearly. This card's about communication. So your guides communicate very clearly. And that might be a little bit of a message for you. I've been trying to be very, very direct about what the message is so that there's clarity, so that you know exactly what you should be focused on. I already am getting the feeling for you, number 3, that we're going to have more than one single thing to focus on, which has probably been true in all of the readings so far. But I just feel like this is going to be a little bit more interesting. A little more interesting for you. I don't know why, and it could be because your guides communicate so clearly that they're just going to have a whole bunch to say, but we're going to try to keep this very clear. For some of you, and this is a side note, I don't think this is your main message, but for some of you, what you need to focus on is the communication from your guides, from your angels, from your spiritual team, however it is that you connect. There's kind of this feeling that you need to focus there. There might be a message that's trying to come to you. And yeah, I'm getting that feeling because there's so many messages coming. So there might be something that you're missing. Take a minute to quiet down and try to, God, they're saying they communicate directly with you. Okay. So yeah. Your guides are communicating directly with you, and that's where your focus needs to be. There's kind of this message that's coming through for you, number 3, that if you are focusing on this communication from your guides, from your angels, and they're saying it can come in the form of intuition, the little voice in your head, that type of thing. If you are paying attention to that, they're kind of saying that they're going to help to guide your focus directly. So yeah, I feel like there's some message here. There's like some of you who are really tapped in, and this direct communication kind of with the divine, with your guides, is available to you, and it's something for you to maybe develop a little bit more or to pay a little bit more attention to. This could have been something you're even feeling like, yeah, you could have been kind of feeling like you needed to connect a little bit, or to tap in, or like there's a message trying to come through, trying to reach you, and you're not quite figuring it out, or you feel like you're missing something. I feel like this is a message about that. Anyway, the word Lord is really interesting energy here, because this card really, it talks about the word Lord being someone who only speaks with positive words, only speaks with positivity, and praises everything that he sees. So this is giving me the feeling that there's really this need to focus on the positivity, to focus on the blessings. This is kind of the energy that reminds us that when we bless the world, this is how it's coming through, you guys. So I think there's kind of a big mission here for you. There's this energy of when we bless the world, it blesses us back. Yes, this is about your self-talk. This is about the thoughts that you're having. So this is really like your focus needs to be placed right now on that internal dialogue. And I feel like this is a place where you can make a lot of growth really quickly. I think that's why your guides are so eager to talk to you. I feel like there's a lot of growth that can happen really quickly when your thoughts around a particular topic, this can be for some of you, and this could be your thoughts in general, when they take on a more positive tone, and when the words that you speak take on a more positive tone. So this is like when you say affirming, supportive words, really noticing and realizing that they carry this energy with them that returns to you. This is a lot about manifesting as well, which I love, because we were talking about manifesting in the first reading when the Magician came out. So this is a lot about the power to manifest, the power to create through your words. And the reason that the thoughts are so important is because the thoughts are the precursor to the words. Like usually what's going on in our head is what ends up coming out of our mouth. So if we can keep that self-talk, keep that internal dialogue really positive and very affirming, then we will start verbalizing and affirming out loud. And all of this is carrying this frequency, this vibration that will come back to us. So for those of you who are trying to manifest something, this is kind of a little indication, like what's being said about this topic, what's being thought, what's kind of that feeling that's going on inside when it comes to this thing. Is it affirming? Is it the way that you want it to go? This is really, for some of you, I think there might be like an affirmation practice here at play. So this could be something that you have been working on. I think for some of you, this might have been something that you were working on at one point and you may have stopped. And that could be why this is like, put your focus back there. If you had this affirming practice, or you had an affirming process where you were saying affirmations, repeating affirmations, or something like that, you could have been journaling. We've got this word Lord energy here. So you could have been journaling or scripting like what you want to create in your life, what you want to manifest, where you want to go. You could have been writing out your ideal day, whatever it was. And these habits could have slipped away, because there was kind of this feeling like if you had this affirmation practice, get back on it. Put your focus back on making sure that these thoughts, this internal dialogue, that your internal world is fully saturated in the energy that you want to create and embody. This is coming out so poetic. Well, no wonder, the word Lord. So maybe this is about poetry or songwriting or something like that for some of you. I think this is about it says about communicating something for a lot of you. And for some of you, this could also be about focusing on the communication in a relationship that's very important to you. And this could be because there's a complete lack of communication, or this could be because there's maybe problems in communication. So if there's been kind of like a relationship or connection where you've wondered what's going wrong, or what can be improved here, I think it would be the communication. There's something else. Okay. Because there's a couple of messages coming through. For some of you, I knew you guys were going to be complicated. I could feel it from the beginning. You might need a notepad for all of this. Like, you might seriously, I don't think I've ever said this. You might seriously need to write this down, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on here, and it's not so much that your focus needs to be scattered. I think we're going to figure out how to put this all together, but there's a lot of individual messages coming through that might be connected for you somehow. For some of you, this is related to your health, and there's a message coming through about your body actually responding to positive words, to positive thoughts, positive affirmations, to the feeling of love, that feeling being healing for you. And kind of this feeling like, oh, I wish I could talk as fast as all of this is coming through. There's kind of this thing where it's like your body is going to respond to this praise, to this positivity, to you looking at your body and thanking it for being healthy, for being beautiful, for being strong. And this really does, because as I'm saying this, oh, I promise you guys, I just got this little squeeze, this little pinch. Because if this is a struggle for you, and this doesn't have to be health all the time, this can be your like your image, your self-image as well. If this is a struggle for you, if saying these affirming words feels dishonest to you, if it feels like, but that's not true, if that's the first thing that comes to mind, this is why, this is where your focus needs to be. And I promise you, I've been there. That's how I know. And that's how your guides were able to make me feel that little bit of like, oh, but it's not. Because if your body's not healthy right now, if you feel that it's not healthy, it's really hard to say, my body's so healthy. I'm so thankful that my body is so healthy, or that my body's so beautiful, or that my body is so fit, that my body's functioning well, perfectly. It can be hard to do that, but this is really a sign that getting back on that affirming practice is going to benefit you. Your body will respond to that. Everything around you will respond to that. And it's just so important to keep that in mind and just bringing in that positivity. I actually have this very uplifted feeling now, and I think that's kind of the message here. You're going to feel so uplifted by speaking these words of positivity over yourself and over your situation and anything that you're wanting to manifest. Staying in that positive place, and writing this the way you want it to be, writing your story the way you want it to be, and being thankful and grateful that it is that way now, right now, in the present. I love this energy. I also feel the challenge of it, but I love this energy because this is really beautiful. And I think this is going to get you to that next place. And this also, to me, is like, even your tiny little accomplishments, celebrate them. Say good things about yourself. Think good things about yourself. Even if you're feeling like, well, I only did this, or I only accomplished this much. You did that, though. You accomplished that, and you have to acknowledge your wins. You have to praise yourself. You have to be grateful for all the things that you get to do, and everything that you everything that can unfold for you. You have to be grateful for it right now. And that's kind of what this message is. So Watching how you speak to yourself. Also watching, like, if you're minimizing yourself so that you don't intimidate others, don't downplay, is what I'm saying. If you're good at something, if you have the vision, if you have the direction, if you have a strength there, don't minimize that because you feel sometimes like it can be intimidating or like you can come across as a know-it-all. Give yourself the praise. Make yourself notice your accomplishments. Yeah, shifting those thoughts towards the positive. Shifting those thoughts, definitely. I feel like this does have to do with writing or some form of expression or creativity for a lot of you. Communication doesn't have to be in the form of words because we communicate through all types of things. It could be through dance for some of you, through your music, through your art, using your voice. Throat chakra energy definitely coming through with this. So this is about your authentic voice coming through. I feel like feels some kind of, you know what's interesting? I'm noticing cards here, like certain cards are jumping out to me. Yeah. I'm getting some vibes here because I saw the Ace of Cups. I saw the Lovers as I'm shuffling. I'm like, what? What is going on? So communication in a romantic partnership. For some reason, your guides are having me shuffle extra long. And yeah, Ace of Cups, Lovers. So interesting. Where do you need your focus and attention to be? Number 3. Just want to open up this energy. Six of Pentacles. I forgot you guys have the 2 cards. Okay, 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. If this is tied to your finances, if this form of expression, communication, and this can be about writing, if this is tied to your finances, this is a really great sign. Financial success and abundance, a balance here. I feel like, say, balancing the books. So yeah, for some of you, this is about your finances and really having a more positive outlook when it comes to that, speaking great things over your finances here, because what I'm seeing with the 6 of Pentacles is a balance. The 6 of Pentacles will talk about finding that balance between what's going out and what's coming in. And so this can be about balancing the books, having enough coming in to support all of the expenses. So very good energy for that. And this could be why it's important for you to focus on the words that you're saying, the thoughts that you're having, maybe even scripting or journaling purposely to kind of bring out more of this positivity. Temperance at the bottom of the deck. So again, balancing out, another kind of symbol and sign of balance. Temperance can be about finding harmony in a particular space. This is about moderation. This is about patience here. So this could be something that you've worked toward for a long time and finding that balance. So I really think the main focus for you guys here is focusing on that positive mindset, positive thoughts, positive affirmations as you are manifesting, as you are speaking your reality into existence, being really careful about that. Because again, with the 6 of Pentacles energy, we're talking about balance. So this is telling you that what you give comes right back to you. It's all a cycle. And this is beautiful energy because being deliberate about it is going to allow you to create more of what you want in your life, communicating what exactly you want, and really speaking things into existence. I think you guys might be particularly gifted at speaking things into existence. So using these sorts of forms of communication, either through, you know how it's coming through? It's throat chakra energy that I'm sensing here. So this might not be that you speak it out loud, but you might write it down. So this is kind of even directing like how you can manifest. Yeah, interesting. I feel like you guys might be particularly gifted when it comes to manifesting in that way. And this is really drawing your attention back toward focusing on those thoughts, focusing on that talk. And really about bringing something into physical form. I feel like there's a real message here for you guys. Your words create, and it might be that you are able to create very powerfully through your words, because I am, with all this Pentacles energy, there's this kind of message of it creating something physical, really creating something real, manifesting something real. Yeah. Now, there's also this feeling of generosity here with the Six of Pentacles, and there's kind of a message that that anything that you give, anything that you're generous with, so this could be even generous with your time, or you're putting something out there. So we're talking about what you're releasing and what you're giving. That all of that is a good use of your energy, and that it will return to you threefold is kind of the message with the Six of Pentacles. So whatever you're putting out there is coming back to you. And this might be that you're putting something out there that's actually paying you. So we have to kind of think about this both ways, because I think for a lot of you, it is both ways. I think that we're talking about kind of this more mystical or unseen element when we're talking about like our words creating. And then we're talking about something very tangible as well, where it's like something that we're putting out there is creating abundance for us. It's creating stability for us. It's creating something very real and physical for us. With this Nine of Pentacles energy, which really, it gives the tone of self-sufficiency. So for some of you, there might be a kind of a situation where you're giving to someone. Yeah, I'm picking up on a situation where you might be giving to someone to help them, or to exercise this generous nature. But there's also kind of the need to focus on how this person can become self-sufficient as well. And this could have to do with you as well, because with the Six of Pentacles, you're either the one giving or you're the one receiving. So you could be the one who's offering this help or offering this service. And you could also be the one who's accepting some form of help or accepting some type of service. With the Six of Pentacles, sometimes this can talk about like a loan coming through. So this is a really positive sign if you were waiting on some money to hit your bank account, or if you were waiting on a loan to be approved, maybe so that you can fund something, fund a project or something like that. This is really good energy toward that. And if that is the case, with the Nine of Pentacles coming after that, I feel like this is the energy saying this might be about borrowing money to start, borrowing money to fund the beginning of your business, or to fund some kind of marketing effort or something like that. But this is really something that's going to move you into this Nine of Pentacles energy, this energy of self-sufficiency. So if there has been like worry, can I pay back this loan, or should I borrow the money to start this? You will become self-sufficient by doing this. So this looks like very positive energy. And this also says to me that this is a time for you to accept any gifts that come to you, even if they come out of nowhere, to accept those gifts with gratitude, to just look at the positive of this, to see how this gift can help you to grow, how it can move you to this place of abundance that we're seeing with the Nine of Pentacles, because this is where you're headed. So yeah, just really focusing on the positive. I feel like some of you might be manifesting money, And to me, this isn't like just money in general, like, oh, I just want to be rich. I feel like you might have a specific number in mind because there's a specific goal in mind. This could be like someplace you want to travel, or this could be a business that you need to start, or a course you want to buy, or a piece of machinery that you need in order to start whatever it is that you want to do. I feel like you have a specific number in mind. And this is a really good sign that that money is coming to you. And that maybe some affirmations about this or scripting it could be beneficial. So this is really interesting energy here. Think and speak positively about everything that you want to draw into your life, especially like if there is a loan you're trying to get or some funding you're trying to get, something like that. Yeah, definitely energy of speak and think positively about this. I'm going to pull you an angel number card. Oh. Okay, we have 0, 0, 0, 0. I just heard 007. James Bond. What's that about? What's that about, you guys? I feel like some of you, I really feel a writer connection here, and I don't even know what this is about. I'm kind of almost feeling like gosh, is there a novel? Is there a novel in some of you? Something that you're working on, something that you're writing. So this card says, I am observant. So angels ask for your attention. Open your eyes, listen, and think about everything that is happening. Trust your intuition and follow their guidance without any delay. Focus inward. Oh, I love this. Through meditation and prayer. So we're talking about where your focus should be, and your guides are saying inward. Interesting. Interesting, because I feel like this is kind of the energy of directing that inward and being very observant, and it's actually allowing you to express something. Yeah, it's bringing me back to kind of that feeling of like the writer. By focusing inward and getting in touch with all these feelings, or getting in touch with the story that you want to tell, it allows you to be able to express that. Being very observant here. Wow. Okay, I'm ready to flip your cards. Am I? Hold on. Now the numbers have caught my attention. Hold on. Yeah. So we have 43 here, which would reduce to a 7. 7s are about discovery, especially self-discovery. So observant and turning the energy inward. I'm kind of seeing something here. We have this 6 of Pentacles. We're talking balance here. And the 9 is a number of completion or near completion. So this could be about getting really close to something, being almost there. Okay, you had 2 cards. So let's see what we have. We have love and we have romance. Okay. Okay. With the 00, I'm getting counterpart energy for some of you. Okay. This is a message for someone in particular, but I feel like this writer energy, for some of you, this might be a romance novel. I feel like if this is about your writing, this could be about, maybe you do write romance, but for some of you, this could also be focus on your romance manuscript. And it might not be romance, because sometimes I'll get a message like that because it's like fiction writing of some sort. So this might be about focusing on that fiction, or like a story that you started to write. Now, I don't know why that 007 reference came up, but this could have something to do with the sort of writing that you do, or something like that. It might be kind of like a spy novel or some kind of action. I feel like this is a very, very specific message that's definitely not going to resonate for everyone. But yeah, with this energy and the word Lord, I feel like there might be something here about fiction writing, romance in particular. And I did see those cards when I was shuffling. The Ace of Cups was jumping out, the Lovers. So really, there's a lot of energy about love here. There's a lot going on when it comes to love, and maybe needing to speak positively and affirm some kind of romantic connection in your life. I feel like also this has to do with a passion of yours, something that you really love. And I love that it's showing up like this because it's not really coming out the way that that passionate energy usually does with like wands energy and it's all fiery and everything. This is coming out as something, it's a very sweet energy, something that brings a lot of joy, a lot of peace. I feel like it brings clarity. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That positivity. I feel like this is about positive affirmations. I feel like a lot of you keep up with those affirmations or get back on those affirmations because there's a major message coming through about affirming positively, seeing this going in a positive direction, focusing on the best outcome. Page of Wands. There's the passionate, fiery energy. What messages do you have for number 3? Ooh, death, transformation here. What else for number 3? Okay. That was more than I bargained for. Queen of Swords, 6 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Something's transforming and changing, and I really believe that this has to do with this self-talk. Yeah. This is really Queen of Swords energy. Oh my goodness. There's so much that can change is kind of how this is coming through. There's so much that will change with these affirmations, with affirming the positive, with thinking the positive. And I think this really has a lot to do with self-love here. Really, it's about really praising yourself, really acknowledging yourself, loving, yes, you guys, acknowledging yourself. This is a change for you. This is a transformation. This is what is moving you in the direction that you want to go, in the direction of your passions. It's believing you can do it. It's speaking positively over this. It's affirming that this will happen. Through the fear is kind of how this is coming out, because we have the 6 of Cups reversed here. And we also have the 10 of Wands. So I think there's fear here. There's fear in changing this. There's fear in maybe believing this. I also think this energy with I am observant, it's kind of making me think that sometimes it can be, because I know this from experience, it can be really challenging to affirm that something is a certain way when we see evidence that it's not. And so this is kind of like a little bit of encouragement and guidance that you can do this. Even if you see things going maybe not exactly how you wanted them to, there's something you've identified that you want to change, you can affirm that it is the way you want, that it is good, it is beautiful, it is whatever it is that you need it to be, it is successful. Even if you are observing something different with your eyes. And it's like, watch how this changes. Watch the transformation when you do that. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups. Yeah. 10 of Cups. And this is, again, a very love-centered energy with the 10 of Cups here. And we have the love, romance. We had those other cards kind of jumping out to me, making themselves known as I was shuffling. Ace of Cups and the Lovers. So yeah, what an exchange. 10 of Wands for the 10 of Cups. Releasing a burden. Yeah. This is such a lovely energy, and I really do think that this is about you kind of speaking and affirming what you want to create in your life. Letting your words create the reality that you want. Because like with the Six of Pentacles, what we put out there comes right back to us. It comes back to us a lot of times in very real form, in very physical form. So let's close out your reading with a little bit of advice from this Oracle of the Fairies deck. And we'll just see what advice your guides have for you. What advice do you have for number 3? Oh my goodness, this came out in the last reading. Look in a book. So this card says, whatever your question right now, you'll find the answer in a book. The words you find will bring the insight you seek. So really interesting. This came out in the last reading, and we have the Queen of Swords here. You guys, you might need to watch reading 2 because something very similar happened. Yeah, the Queen of Swords is very, very direct, very honest, very straightforward. And this can be about getting straightforward information about something. We're also talking a lot about writing. So your answer might be in a book that you are writing. Your answer may be the book that you are writing for some of you, or whatever it is that you're working on or writing. That might be the answer. But yeah, that makes me think of maybe learning a new skill. Oh, you know what, you guys? Hold on a second. Hold on a second, because your guides are saying that for some of you, it is your own journal. The book is your own journal, and there's something that you've written in there that is really important right now. I'm getting kind of the message that you might feel called to reread some of your journals. Something that you wrote in the past, and this could even be a letter that you wrote to yourself in the past. You might be called to reread that right now. Wow. What other messages do you have for number 3? What messages do you have for number 3? Yep, manifestation. You guys are manifesting something. And I feel like saying you're doing it even if you don't know you're doing it. And that's part of why this is so important. Being really aware of the words that you're speaking and letting them be what you want to create. Because we have the power over our thoughts. Nobody can make us think anything. So there's kind of like, sometimes I'll stop and ask myself, well, why would you think about it like that? You can think whatever you want. Like, you have the power to think whatever you want. No one is in control of your thoughts but you. So why think about it negatively? Why worry about it? Easier said than done. But why worry about it? Why play it out negatively? Why be so caught up in what you see with your physical eyes when in our mind's eye, we can see things however we want them to. And that is going to affect our manifestation. That is going to bring our manifestation to us. So this card says, be very honest and clear about what you wish to manifest in your life. Now write it down on paper. Manifestation step 1. Okay. Well, we couldn't be any more clear than that. You guys are manifesting something, and I really feel that for a lot of you, the act of writing this down, scripting, writing your affirmations out, writing something for you to reread every morning and every night before bed, however this is hitting for you, that's what this message is about. Put your focus there. Put your focus on this thing you're manifesting and the way that you're thinking about it, the words you're speaking over it, because you can do this. If you remain positive about this, you can change, you can transform any situation with your words. And that is so powerful. So, wow. Wow, you guys, this is super exciting. And I knew it was going to be all of this. So I hope it was clear enough for you to understand, and I hope that you were able to take something away from this reading. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards, number 3. If you did enjoy this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Hi, number 4. If you were drawn to this key, this is going to be your reading. We're going to find out what you need to be focusing on right now. What is going to be beneficial for you to focus on, to place your attention on, your energy on. So we're actually going to start this reading by pulling you an oracle card and setting your initial oracle card off to the side. We're not going to use this yet. We will flip this card over later in the reading. For now, I want to start looking at the energy of what it is that you need to be focusing on at this time. And this card was pulled actually to provide a sense of direction once we see what that energy is. So first we're going to find out where your focus should be, and then we're going to get kind of the direction. So let's see here. Number 4. What should you be focusing on right now, number 4? What is going to be the most helpful thing for number 4 to focus on right now? Wow, okay. Card jumping up. Okay, so you have the Map Maker of Destiny. This card says authentic purpose, inspiration, free will. This is card 24. Wow. Okay. This is really big energy. I said we were going to like really keep this reading clear. So I want to make it clear so that you know exactly what to focus on. But I will tell you, your focus is big. Your focus is broad right now. This is almost bringing me a similar energy. It's really not the same, but the idea of it being big and broad is making me think of some of the energy that showed up in reading 1. Just throwing that out there, because if reading 1 did grab your attention for some reason, there might be a tie-in. This Map Maker of Destiny card talks about, as it sounds, like your destiny, which is kind of huge. That's kind of a huge topic. So let's talk about the energy of this card. Let's talk about the energy of this card, and then we're going to talk about how that really applies to your situation or where your focus needs to be, because I think it's really important to understand how the terms fate and destiny are described, and to be thinking about them in that context as we move through this reading. So fate, and we're going off of the energy from this card and this deck. So I'm going to tell you kind of what this means in this context. I feel like this is a topic that maybe some people don't agree on, like what fate means versus what destiny means. I think this can be something people debate about. So let's just get on the same page about how we're defining this in this case. So in this case, fate would refer to the events in your life that were meant to happen, events that you have no control over. Think Wheel of Fortune, because I feel like the Wheel of Fortune energy really kind of encompasses that feeling of fate. With the Wheel of Fortune, there's always this feeling of these are events outside of your control. This was something that you could not control, something that was just gonna happen. And that can be, it was gonna happen in a positive way, it was going to happen in a negative way, because of course the wheel turns, and sometimes we're at the top of that wheel, we're on the top of the world, things are going in our favor, and sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes things are turning in a direction that is not beneficial for us, or that is not enjoyable to us. And that's always kind of the element whenever the Wheel of Fortune shows up. That's always kind of it. And that's kind of what fate is. It's like you can't control it. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, and this is just kind of how it is. We can think about fate sometimes like with it being like the family we were born into. Of course, that's debatable, because a lot of us kind of believe, or even some people remember choosing to come into whatever circumstances they came into. But fate can be looked at as that. You're born into this particular situation, or you're born into this particular family, or this location, and now you're going to live and exist within that reality. Or this thing was destined to happen to you. Well, I shouldn't use that word. We're talking about fate versus destiny, so that could be confusing. But it was fated to happen. Maybe this thing was fated to happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. This was going to be on your path. So this is like that story that was already written for you before you have made any choices or exercised any free will at all. And then destiny is really talking more about kind of your ability to turn these fated events into great opportunities. It's kind of how you respond to those events that come up in your life that you don't have any control over, the things that you couldn't have changed, or the things that you didn't choose. How do you respond to that? How will you grow from that? Where will you go from there is kind of what this idea of destiny is in terms of the energy in this card. So fate might bring you an experience in your life, or fate might bring you a relationship in your life that is there to make you realize things, is there to teach you something, that is there to guide you. And it's really about how you respond that's going to lead you to your perfect destiny. How you interact with that fated event is what's leading you to your destiny. Maybe a soulmate comes into your life, and their presence in your life causes you to work on your shadow, work on the things that need to be healed within you. Maybe it points out, this event or this person kind of points out or shines a spotlight on something in your environment that needs to change in order for you to express that highest good, that highest version of yourself. Fate can bring us challenges. Fate can also bring us strokes of good luck, like we were talking about with the Wheel of Fortune. It can be up, it can be down. Either way, though, whether this is a challenge or whether this is just a beautiful opportunity and experience that comes our way, it's about what we do with it that really matters. Because it's like these fated events are placed in our lives to guide us toward the person that we're meant to become, which would be our ultimate destiny. It's to guide us toward our destiny. So this card really talks about paying attention as your map unfolds, as your story unfolds, as your story is being written, paying attention to the events that are coming up for you, maybe even the repeated events that are coming up for you, and where this is trying to lead you. So yeah, I feel like a way to kind of, it's like fate might make the map, but your destiny is determined by how you interact and engage with that map, or with those points on the map. And that's where your free will comes in, because we have the free will to decide how we respond to any situation in our life, how we let that situation prompt us toward growth, or how we could let situations in our life cause us to shrink back, cause us to be resentful. You know, so it really is about our choice. And I feel like this is kind of huge energy to come out. What should you be focused on? And I feel like the answer to that is overall your destiny. Be focused on who it is that you want to become. Be focused on where it is that you're going. Make your map. Draw your map. Yeah, I feel like there's really a lot of there's a lot of energy toward where it is that you're going, where it is that you've been. Now, with this energy of the map maker of destiny, there is kind of this feeling too of some form of travel. So I want to throw that out there. Some of you may feel that it is a part of your destiny, a part of the person that you want to become, to travel, to explore, to meet a lot of new people, to have a lot of new experiences. And this could be a direct sign and confirmation for you that this is about you focusing on this destined path, this thing that you have felt is destined for you, that it's a part of your personal growth and evolution, that it's going to grow and propel you into the future, into the future version of yourself. So I'm going to try to keep that energy in mind, because I think for some of you, there's something about travel being closely related to your purpose. And if that's the case, and if we're asking what you need to focus on right now, there might be a particular trip, an event coming up, something you don't want to miss out on. There might be something coming up like that that's already been kind of brewing for you. Yeah, I feel like that might be the case for some of you. A trip that you've been debating, maybe something like a tour group, or there's an opportunity for you to travel, to study abroad, something like that, to teach abroad, is kind of coming to mind as well. There might be an opportunity, and this could have been something that you're kind of like putting off, or you thought maybe it's not the right time, or something like that. There's kind of this energy to focus there, focus on that opportunity. Yeah, it's coming through a lot more generally now, because for those of you that this doesn't have to do with any form of travel, it's not the travel, it's the opportunity. Focus on that opportunity, because this is something that's leading you to your destiny, to the person that you're destined to become. And I just feel like this is something that's like you almost have had this inkling about that. You almost felt like this might be the opportunity. This is it. This might be the time. But there could have been a little bit of doubt at the same time. Interesting. I'm going to open up, let me open up this energy a little bit more and see. What do you need to be focusing on? Number 4. What does number 4 need to be focusing on? What is this energy? Clarify this map maker of destiny, please. Okay. Okay. Strength. Yeah. There's something here about some determination. The fact that we have this imagery of the map and this journey. The Strength card can talk about developing inner strength, developing a lot of determination, courage. And this can take time. Like, this can be something that is a slow evolution, something where we're learning these lessons, and we're going on this journey, and we're learning to respond differently. We're learning to make different choices to grow from our experiences. And this can be talking about that same energy. The Strength card often, to me, it talks about kind of knowing that we can face the challenges that life presents. And for some of you, that could have been your fate. Your fate could have been the challenge for some of you. The things that you couldn't control. There could have been situations in your life that were out of your control. And I feel like it's helped you to develop this inner strength, to develop this will. Yeah. A certain sense of maturity is coming through with the Strength card, and composure. So I'm getting this feeling of this like calm demeanor. It's like, I feel like you just don't let it get to you anymore. That's how this is coming through. Like, you don't let life's ups and downs take you on as many wild rides as you may have at one time. And this is just coming with maturity, because it's almost like you're seeing that every challenge that you face, every obstacle that you encounter and you figure out how to get past, you're growing. You're getting closer to the person that you want to become. So this is an interesting message. Let's get some more energy here. We have the World. Wow. I'm knocking the deck over. We have the World here. I'm pulling another card for you. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's that energy. That had to come out. That absolutely had to come out, because that's the same energy. The Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune talks about our destiny. So this is perfect energy here. The World, to travel again with the World. So for some of you, that might be what this is about. The Two of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You have a choice, is how this is coming through with the Two of Swords. You have a choice. And this might be literally that you have a choice to make right now. But this is kind of coming through in terms of this strength energy. And also this energy of the map maker of destiny, having a choice, how we respond to things. How do we let these fated events shape us and grow us? Do we have to keep encountering the same challenges over and over again, or are we learning from them? Are we closing out cycles? You see how we have this repeated imagery here of cycles here. The World, the Wheel of Fortune, these are both cards that represent the end of a cycle, the completion of something, and kind of the beginning of something new. So what I feel like is happening here is, for you, number 4, you are growing from the experiences that you're encountering. You're letting every step get you closer to this destiny, closer to the person that you want to become, the person that you came here to become. You're letting each of these each challenge, each day, like, it doesn't even have to be about challenges necessarily, but all of this experience, it's like it's developing some sort of maturity in you, some sort of strength in you, a resilience in you, and you're learning a lot, and it is helping you to move on to this next cycle with the World here, the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this Two of Swords energy is about that choice. How are you going to respond? Are you going to let this stop you, or are you going to let this grow you? How do you use that free will? How do you use that choice? What I'm seeing here is that I really feel like you guys have been using this in the best and most beneficial way possible. Like, I feel like you guys have been taking the opportunity to work through things and to develop yourself, to mature, to let your experiences guide the way, to get one step closer every day. And I think it's come from a feeling of knowing that it's leading you to your destiny. Because the Two of Swords with, the Magician. See, I feel like, what reading? Was it reading 1? Because I do feel like there's a message here that is connected. There's something tied to reading 1 with you guys. So I just feel like this has to do with your intuition. With the Two of Swords, you see the dog in this case is blindfolded. So this is about making choices, but it's not always about making choices based on logic or facts. Sometimes this is about making choices based on how we feel. And I feel like you guys, as you're growing and maturing and deciding that growth is the choice for you, that progress is the option that you're going to pick. I feel like this is an intuitive thing that's leading you towards your destiny. You kind of realize this, like, even if you don't fully know for sure, it's like you have this feeling that you're moving in the right direction, or that this choice is getting you closer to where you're trying to go. And this is all about keeping that focus on this ultimate, I don't know if that's the right word. Keeping your focus on the end That's the word. Keeping your focus on the goal. Starting from the end. And this also talks about focusing on what you can control. So focus on that, the version of you that you're destined to become, and focus on the things that you can control. And don't worry about the rest of the things. Don't worry about the stuff that's out of your hands. And this can have to do with people in your life too, but this is about finding that authentic place, that place that feels most like you, and moving toward that destined place, one step closer every day. Yeah. Yeah. This idea of travel keeps coming up, you guys. It's so funny, but there's this feeling of something coming full circle, closure or accomplishment. So when I'm looking at the world here, this is about something coming to a close or a new cycle beginning. Some of you, this is about a graduation. This can be about the birth of a child, something that you've worked for, that you've been cultivating and growing over time, and you're reaching this new place, this new level, a new sense of completion. This can be referring to a marriage for some of you, a dream that you've held on to for a long time. For me, when I think about that energy of a dream you've held on to for a long time, I feel like this is almost your vision that you've held on to, because there's been some sense of where you were going the entire time, who you were destined to be, to become. And it's like you could feel that the entire time. So when we talk about this sense of completion, I feel like this is about you kind of leveling up. It's like you've come to the end of some sort of cycle in your journey to becoming this version of you that you've known you were meant to be the entire time. And like I was saying, like it could be something formal like a graduation. Maybe there's something you've known you were meant to do with your life, and now you've just completed your course of study for that. So there's kind of just this sense, though, that you really need to focus on feeling complete, feeling whole, feeling accomplished when it comes to this, recognizing that you've reached this level of achievement and accomplishment. Seeing how you handled like the obstacles and the challenges that you faced in this, I want to say in this last chapter or in this previous chapter, because there is really a sense that some chapter is coming to a close for you. And what that means is that you've learned lessons that you needed to learn. These could even be lessons that you felt were coming up repetitively, and like you were faced with the same challenge over and over again. I'm seeing that you're at the end of a cycle with that. So it's like you have learned these lessons. You have developed the strength and maturity that you needed, and now it's on to the next phase. It's on to the next step, closer to this destiny. And it's like focusing on that, starting from where you want to end up, and then starting to take those baby steps. Definite connection to reading one. So crazy. Leo energy here, Libra energy as well. We also have the 4 fixed signs coming out with the World and the Wheel of Fortune. So you do have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius energy with that too. Just throwing that out there in case it is relevant. I'm going to pull you an angel number card. Whoa. Okay. We have 999 and a big spill of cards in my lap. So hold on one second. Okay. Interesting that you have 999 come out, because 9s are a number that refer to completion. They can refer to actually completing something, but they can also refer to being really, really close to repeating something, which is another theme that I feel like has been recurring throughout these readings. But with these images of these cycles that are coming to a close, that energy does not surprise me at all, because I think that there are a lot of lessons that you guys are learning, and that you're getting really close to this destined version of yourself. This card says, I am unique. Wow. I just started to read it and I got chills, because this is what we've been talking about. This card says, thank the past for your lessons and leave it where it belongs so you can make the best of the life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. That is so important, by only you, because this is about fulfilling your destiny, and that's completely unique to you. Wow. There's a chapter closing, and I feel like this is about you guys focusing on how to close that chapter up, how to tie up any loose ends, and how to move into this next space. Wow, it feels like such an evolved space. Sorry about that glare, you guys. These cards are really, really shiny. Yeah, this feels like an evolved. Wow, so much growth and progress. Yeah, it's just all coming through, but it's like this is your unique destiny. This is your unique path. And that's what you need to focus on, exactly where it is that you want to go, drawing that map. And I do feel like there are similarities with this reading and reading 1. But I want to say to you that I feel like I'm having this image of really laying out like a plan. And it's coming through as a map. So this might really be about figuring out what's going to make you feel like you have fulfilled that destiny, like you have become this authentic version of yourself that you have wanted to embody, and kind of laying things out big picture. And that's the connection to reading 1. It's this big picture view. Yeah, you guys might want to plan out the next year. I was talking about this in the first reading. Plan out the next year as a whole. It could be bigger than that for you. That's what I was talking about in reading 1. But because you guys are dealing more with this energy of destiny, I feel like this might be about projecting into the future several years. Kind of feel that out and what feels right to you. But it's like, where do you want to be in the long term? Who do you want to be in the long term? What skills do you want to develop and cultivate in the long term? So maybe looking 5 years out, maybe looking 10 years out, and really getting in touch with that, because I feel like you're entering this next chapter. Yeah. And you're much closer. So I want to flip this card over because, yeah, I think we're ready for the direction. So we have truth. I love that. I love that, because your destiny is your ultimate truth. It's about becoming the ultimate authentic version of yourself. So I'm really loving this energy. Yeah, this is about finding your truth. Who do you want to become? What do you want for this next phase, this next cycle? And why do I feel like that's absolutely what's going on here? What is it going on with you guys that's like you're going into the next phase, the next cycle? For some of you, it's very evident. Like you're becoming something new. Like you may have just become a parent. Or you may have just graduated, like we were talking about. You may have just become a husband or a wife, something like that. So there's a very definite mark in time about you kind of moving into this next cycle. But for some of you, it's subtle. I feel like it's not that subtle to you. You feel it. It's almost like you feel yourself moving into this next cycle. You feel yourself moving closer to fulfilling your destiny. Yeah. And it might not be about like a certain date or graduation or anything like that, but it's just something that you've been sensing. I love that also I am unique and truth, because to me those are very similar energies. This is about your unique truth. This is about your unique destiny, your unique path, your own map. So you might need to focus on fulfilling the thing that only you can. Focus on making this next chapter be about you and what you uniquely want to create. Because for some of you, this might be about what somebody has wanted you to create. You could have gone through a period where it was about that for you. Wow, these cards are getting a little wild, you guys. Yeah, so it's like, what can you control? Because we were talking about focusing on what you can control. And I think that's important because this is about you and your unique path. Only you can direct the steps when we're talking about your unique destiny. King of Cups. Whew. Love that. Number 4. Wow. Does that want to come out? Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. I am loving this energy. I feel like you guys are going to go into a period of work, very focused work and attention when it comes to moving forward in the direction you want to, getting closer to that destiny. I'm going to tell you right now, when I say work, I don't mean anything tedious. Ooh, Judgment. Wow, you guys, I don't mean tedious work that feels like work, because I don't even think it does. I think this is about getting really clear and focused about this destiny, about this person that you want to grow into and become. Page of Wands. Oh my gosh, I feel like the Page of Wands has been showing up in so many of these readings. I can't even remember. At least 2 other readings, Page of Wands. So this is about a passion. And your passion may be about fulfilling your destiny. You might feel like that's part of your destiny. I feel like for a lot of you, this is tied to the work that you do. It's part of your destiny, and you've known that. And this might be about starting a new cycle to move closer to that. This is something that I feel like this might have to do with some sort of energetic work for a lot of you with this King of Cups energy, because I feel like there is this leadership quality, but there's also this emotionally tapped in quality that I'm getting with the King of Cups. You're leading the way. So I love that a king came out here. You're leading the way here. You're the explorer. And this imagery of the map, it's like, yeah, I feel like you guys are really on your path. We have the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Wow. It's so interesting because all of this imagery about cycles and things moving, I almost feel like something may have turned forward out of a period of stagnancy, and you have the Hanged Man at the bottom. The Hanged Man can represent a period of stagnancy. It can represent a period of time where we're looking for a new perspective. We're kind of regaining our strength, getting a different view before we move forward. So yeah, it's interesting that you have all of this about moving forward. So you might be coming out of a period of stagnancy. You might be coming out of a period of not being exactly sure about how to fulfill your destiny or what steps you're going to take to find this authentic place, find this authentic truth. But with the Judgment card here, I mean, Judgment is about a wake-up call. It's about having clarity, finally. And it's about coming to a decision about something. I feel like you guys have so much clarity about the direction that you're moving in, and that's why this 8 of Pentacles is here. Because with that clarity, you can really put your, I want to say like, put your nose to the grindstone. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I'm trying to say here, but it's like you can get so focused and you can be very productive with that clarity, and it could have been something that was missing. And it's like, if you don't have that clarity now, if you're not really sure how to find this authentic truth, I think that this idea of creating your map, kind of big picturing, mapping this out in terms of where you want to end up, and then kind of working your way backwards. I feel like that's going to be really helpful when it comes to providing that sense of clarity. Wow, let's finish up with some advice. So I'm going to pull from this Oracle of the Fairies deck and just see what advice your guides have for you. Number 4. Any advice or guidance for number 4, please? Any advice or guidance for number 4? Advice for number 4. We have find balance. So this card says find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. Okay, so yeah, finding that balance. Kind of, I'm drawn back to that 8 of Pentacles energy when we're talking about finding the balance, because I see that there's a lot of hard work here. And like I was saying, it doesn't feel like it's hard work. It feels like it's very focused, and it feels like you're very determined. Strength card there too. Sorry, you guys, I think I'm losing my voice. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of focused work here, but it does feel like it's balanced. King of Cups. Kind of this energy of calm, this energy of being in our emotional world, and also being very focused and very dedicated to the work we're doing. Being in that place of truth. We have also the pure intention card. So this card says the fairy of manifestation will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart's desire with pure intention and for the highest good of all. Wow, you guys, I feel like that heart's desire is referring to your destiny. Yeah. This is about having complete clarity when it comes to that destiny, and really finding purpose here. So yeah, create that map for yourself, however that is for you, however that makes sense for you. Having that vision for where you're going and what choices you want to make to get there, because this is about your free will. So yeah, focusing on those choices that you make, focusing on the choice to find balance, because that's really important. And that might have been something that was missing. So yeah, finding that balance. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there for you, number 4. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you enjoyed this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit subscribe if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye.